So you often hear how I talk about hiring the right trade for the job. Okay, so when you're doing your exterior siding and your windows and your trims and everything, you have to do caulking. Okay, often people will just leave this to the painter, but honestly, it's not really the painter's specialty to do this type of caulking. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here we have a window. Inside here, between this flashing and the window, we have to caulk this area. Now, a lot of painters will say they can do it or they'll charge a cheaper price, but they may not do it correctly. You want to make sure that you have a backer rod in here. The reason you want that backer rod is you don't want to try to fill that whole gap up with caulk. You want to have something sitting just at the edge, so you're just filling the front edge with caulk. The other thing is you want to make sure you use the right product. Okay, painters don't often know which product should be used for these exterior situations when it's not really a paint centric job. So if you use a professional caulking contractor, they will have the right product. They'll have the right tools. Like if you see here, you can see he's got the proper caulking gun. He's got a little bit of a soap spray that he uses to make sure that the caulking comes with a smoother finish. And he also uses this little wooden stick. I think it's called a spudging stick, to be honest with you. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. And he runs that stick down, and that makes sure the caulk goes into the crevice properly, and also that you end up with a proper finish. Another thing that they're going to do, or we have them do, is we have them basically do all of these outlets. We'll have them do the edges, where these lights are, we'll have them do the edges because, to be honest, they do a better job than the painting contractor when it comes to this type of caulking. So whenever you're looking at your job, take a look at who is the best trade possible to do this work. And yes, it does end up costing a little bit more, but when you've got 10 years of warranty on a place, you want to make sure that that stuff is done properly, because the last thing you want is that caulking from the wrong product cracking, peeling out, letting water ingress behind there. So always think about that. So here you can see the finished product. We have a nice clean bead all the way in there. And make sure we have good coverage so that the joint doesn't fail. Same thing around these areas over here. These are all going to get painted, but a nice solid bead so that you don't have an issue of caulking being too thin and then basically it failing and falling out. You want to make sure that when you do the caulking, it has enough of a spread that it has good contact on both sides.